A man of the match at the Etihad, a man of the match at Anfield, and now a man of the match at Old Trafford. William Saliba has been absolutely excellent for Arsenal in those big games when it's backs against the walls and we're having to defend. Not many players can say they've got man of the matches at each of those three grounds, let alone in all three grounds. William Saliba is really a generational talent, and I'm going to be just talking about him and just what a player he is. His journey here, he came from Saint Etienne, was loaned back, and then you're just kind of thinking, when is he going to break into the squad? Too many loan moves, Arsenal fans used to say. And now he's a crucial part of our defence. And Mikel Arteta is probably right, because when William Saliba came into the side, first off, he wasn't ready. If you looked at those academy games, he used to be really rash. And those loan spells have really helped him out. He's now become a cool, composed defender. And there's so many times in games, even against Manchester United, I would be thinking, how do you have the confidence in your ability to do those sort of turns? That's why we've just got to call him generational. So press resistant, taking so many risks. And the thing is, those risks lead to chances created. There was times where he was driving through the midfield, and unfortunately our front line wasn't really good in terms of giving him options, but he'd create a really good opportunity for us to then attack. So this is what you just call a really composed generational centre-back. So now let's just go into the stats of the game against Manchester United. William Saliba was given an 8.1 rating by FootMob, played the full 90, and he had a 90% passing accuracy. And this is what I mean by William Saliba. He's not just a world-class defender. He's so good with his feet. And I think that just slightly puts him ahead of Gabriel. Although him and Gabriel have had a brilliant partnership, William Saliba's ability to pass the ball is just so unique, and what really puts him on that next level. He also had the most passes in the match with 76. So it just shows how much of the ball we had in that back line, and that William Saliba was really put under pressure a lot during the game, but he was able to still complete his passes. And in terms of his duels, Mikel Arteta must be so pleased with William Saliba's duels won, because on ground duels he won 4 out of 4 of his duels, 100%. And with his aerial duels as well, he's won 3 out of 3, 100%. And aerial duels is an area where many pundits and analysts have said William Saliba is pretty weak at, and one of his only weaknesses. But we're now seeing he's now just perfecting that part of his game, and it's just making him so good. Playing up against Rasmus Højlund, who is actually a really physical centre forward, William Saliba gave him zero change. It was just absolutely fantastic to see. And my favourite part in the game was when he was faced one-on-one with Garnacho, and just the ease and the arrogance to win that ball. He just stood up and then just knew when he could get to ground and get that ball, and prevented a really dangerous situation. And well, let's look at his tackles won. 3 out of 4 tackles won, which was 75%. William Saliba rarely misses his tackles, and it's so crucial for a defender, because the main part of being a defender is winning your tackles, and William Saliba is doing that. 1 last man tackle, which we talked about there with Garnacho, 1 block, 6 clearances, 4 headed clearances, and 2 recoveries. So an all-action performance in a game where we weren't very good at retaining the ball. William Saliba just showed that class, that when the ball was coming in towards him and where he was faced on by Manchester United players, he was really coming out on top. That's coupled with the fact that he had the most tackles in the match with 3. It was just such a good performance, and we rave about William Saliba, and I think when rival fans even see him, they're just in awe of him. He's just such a class act, and I think Mikel Arteta has really put him in the system where we're seeing him thrive. And it's just a joy to see. I used to never be interested in how defenders defend, but having Saliba and Gabriel as well together, it just makes me so appreciative of defenders and how crucial they are in the modern game. We talk about how defenses win you titles, and I think this season, if we do come up and win that league title against Everton on Sunday, it is all due to the defence in particular. There were so many games this season where it was back to the wall stuff. I even remember that game against Crystal Palace when we went down to 10 men to Tomiyasu. William Saliba and Gabriel, absolutely phenomenal. I don't even think I could count on two hands how well they've played in those backs against the wall games. And now I feel he's only 23, William Saliba, and Gabriel is also fairly young himself for a centre-half. We're just so lucky we have so many more years of these two together. And this is why I think it's important we win a league title within the next 2 years, because these players are going to be wanted by any club in the world. Although I don't think there's many clubs which you can step up from Arsenal, there's going to be the Real Madrid sniffing around for this sort of player in William Saliba in particular. He just oozes world class. And I'm really struggling to think of many defenders in world football, in Europe, who are better than William Saliba. You've got the likes of Virgil van Dijk, who's getting on a bit. He's been crucial to Liverpool. But I just think this season, if we're going off individual performances, William Saliba is definitely first and up there. And it's a scandal that he's not in that French squad, because he is definitely the best French defender. I'm not going to have the likes of Upamecano, Konate, Varane. They're just not on this kid's level. And just kudos to him. He's really, really marshalling that back four with Gabriel and Raya. That triangle has been so effective for us this season now. 15 clean sheets, best in the league. Golden Glove already wrapped up for Raya. It's just phenomenal. And I think today we again saw that world-class William Saliba. Anyway, that's it for now, gooders. If you've enjoyed it for us, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It would really help me out. And put a comment down below. Where do you think William Saliba ranks in terms of pure centre-halves, on the ball, tackles in the world? Because I just think he's number one.